Overlay is good. Game audio should be good. Oh, we're still clipping a little bit. Let me pull that down. That should keep me from clipping. Let me kill the game audio and see if I'm still clipping real quick. Because I don't think I will. Is that better? Okay, so let's make sure that it sounds like that. Okay, so I think that'd be okay. Hope so, H. Okay, so how's it going? Hope so, H. Okay, I think, is that still echoing? I think we're clear of the echo now. Just woke up but kept sleeping due to headache. Oh, that's horrible. Sorry to hear that. How are you doing though? Any better? Or just a headache today? Or weather based? Or just not feeling well? So, Tales of Arise. Where were we? We are, camera a little wonky. We are doing, what now? Let's see. Oh, that's right. We just got to the Water Kingdom, and we checked for equipment. I don't think I've checked equipment. Let's see. I think we can craft real quick. No? Okay. Alright, and then check the vendor real quick. Make sure we've got everything we can do. I ended up feeling worse after waking up, but yeah, I've done that before. Where you just don't feel well and lay down, try and feel better, take some medicine before you lay down, and then it's worse when you get up. Or it's about the same. It's usually, I mean, for me, when that happens, it's usually like weather-based. So, you know, it's like a storm's coming or whatever, and I'll get a headache from the storm, from the pressure change. But it's not the case for everybody. Good on conversations. Good, good. At least do anything, guys. Say anything good? No, not really. So, well, I do hope it gets better soon. So last week we just got to the water island, the first island, and we cleared the town, and then we took care of the invading thingies. We are short Shauna, unfortunately, which means our party is a little different than we've been using. We are currently... Okay, so we have, him out front, because he's got Resurrect. So that's why we have him out there. Anything we want to, skill panel, anybody has skill points, so we use them all. We used them all last week. And equipment, make sure everybody's got the best equipment available. Actually equipped, not just with them. I've done that before. So let's double check that just to make sure. Okay, we're good. Can't tell you how many times I've made armor, I made weapons or bought armor and just forgot to equip it. Okay, it's horrible. But yes, so
I think Hoodle senses an owl around here.
So yeah, it's gonna be entertaining. We've actually been making solid progress week after week in this game, so...
Feels like I'm melting.
Even though the stories...
But at least the air there was dry.
Out here, it feels like I'm
Story
trying to
elements
walk
are
through
horrible.
thick soup.
I can hardly breathe, it's so
Ah!
stuffy.
I used to live in
Don't
environments
get
like
me
that.
started on the insects. You hanging in there, Hoodle?
I used to live in places like this. It was fun.
It's brutal, all right. I can feel my energy being drained away just by walking. All this vegetation makes it hard to keep an eye out. Keep your wits about you, everyone.
Is there a summer
you don't keel
event
over while
or
you're at
something?
It's needed at times.
no,
like
I
these
decided
to
that-
a relaxing hot spring.
Once I got it unlocked, I could change outfits.
Where do you
That
expect us to
everybody's
find
gonna be in their bathing suits the whole
What
game.
about you, Alphin? All that gear.
It was just
and you
a
don't seem to be
decision I
breaking a
made when nobody was here, and I did. You know what?
A life devoid of pain
I want
for
to be
as
in their
long as
bathing
I-
suits.
Even feeling
I had
hot
like
and
2
bothered
outfits at the
would be
time.
like
I had their
change.
standard outfits, and I
lucky
had like
you, I guess.
bathing suits.
Just
So I
don't
did the, you know
expect
what?
us to carry
Let's
you
put everybody in the
when
bathing
you
suits and call it a day. Now they have like a bunch of outfits that we've unlocked. And I've just kind of stuck with the bathing suit thing. That and most of them have animal ears and tails. The only exception, well, fishing. Ooh, fishing. Fishing. There's a rest point here. Which way do I want to go? I guess what we can do is we can go this way to this point, and then go down this way, and then backtrack and fill it in. I guess that's going to be the easiest way to go. Let's get the boars. Not really here for that. But I'll take the experience. But no, we've been doing a lot of really solid leveling up in this. And that's good. Fishing, not worried about fishing. But
all we have to do is get
it was
rid of
funny
that
because I
thing,
put them
right?
in the bathing suits back when they were in the ice, the light kingdom. Oh, why not? When we were over in the light kingdom, because the light kingdom was like all ice, because they took all the light away, so it was like nighttime all the time, and it was up in the mountains, so it was all snow and stuff. And that's why I decided to put everybody in their bathing suits just for giggles. And now we're back to being appropriately in bathing suits because we're in like the Caribbean type islands.
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
So there's that.
Man,
Really?
this place is thick with
Frosty
foliage.
vibrance.
I know.
Okay.
It feels like we're going to be swallowed up by all these plants if we stay in here.
Oh, actually, if we go up and then make the detour here,
Indeed. I much prefer the forests in Menancia
you know what
myself.
they say? Summer
I don't
outfits
agree,
provide the
but
best
maybe
stats.
now's not the best
This
time for
game doesn't
anything
have
we need to
stats
try.
though. They're just costumes. So if we go to outfits, let's go to her. They don't give stats. They're just different outfits. I like the school outfits. They're pretty cute too. But yeah, just you know, there's no stats on them. They're just cosmetics. Just like the weapons. The weapon skins are the same way. Like I can change her weapon skin as well. So let's take this guy's sword because it's kind of cool. That's his hair. And I change which blade I want to see. Silver are pretty cool. Like these Alvin ones are pretty cool too. But I can change which one I want to see. I just like that one better. For all of their weapons. I haven't looked at his lately. No, I still like that one. So you can pick which book you like, which weapon you like, and that's the one you'll always have equipped visually. So, you can make it fit your outfit. And then she's got these shields, which are pretty beastly. I like her shields. Her shields are pretty beastly. Go with that one. But, you know, but the equipment's different. You know, the weapon is just like, whatever. On the weapons. And the weapons always have, like, their own skins, but the armors don't. They don't affect you at all. They're just whatever skin you decide to put on. Which is fine. I have no problems with that. It's just very, you know, simplistic. It works. You know, some games go more in depth on gear than others. Okay, so we need to go back this way. And what we want to do is we want to go up, make that tight left, go get the wheat. And normally I would do all the kills, but for some reason I decided I'm not going to at the moment. It's just being one of those days. I don't know. I haven't decided what
Was
I'm
that
going
the
to do here.
Zoogle we were told to dispatch?
Probably. Grab those tomatoes, and then we'll go be at the Zoogles. Ah, yes, gotta get the wheat. Yeah, exactly, pretty much.
Can you in a bind?
Arrow squall!
I'll smash you! Hurricane
I'll take care of that.
Surrender!
Get those guys,
May 1,000 gales
you know,
carry you to
pinned down.
Gusty nails!
I need to find... Okay, so it looks like a gusty nail does good effect.
Gusty nails!
Yeah, let's get the gusty nail does good.
May 1,000 gales carry you to shrine!
Use lemon gel. Oh, that's bad.
Gusty nails!
These guys are using gels. Ugh.
I can
Yeah,
feel my power growing.
having a dedicated character that likes to heal was a good thing. At the moment, we have a healer, but he is not all that. It is a bloody shame, but it's what we got to work with. Our healer is, Shion, but unfortunately she got kidnapped. So,
May 1,000 gales carry you to shrine! Here
Not today. Make of the abyssal. Take this.
If they
So that's the unfortunate part, is that our healer, our standard healer, also our ranged character, you know, the one that is designed for taking aerial combat out, happens to be missing. Okay, so Rinwell is not doing well against these guys. I'm gonna change our attacks. That's gonna be a good idea. Change out our attacks.
Don't get
I
careless.
think what I want to do with her is change her arts. Do a fire art. Fire, fire, fire. I have water, I have thunder. She doesn't have fire at all? Really? That's bad. No fire attacks? Not happy about that. Advanced subclass bibliophile. Okay. Haven't gotten to that yet. Training programs. No, she doesn't have a fire attack. She's got some electricals. She doesn't have any fire attacks. So let's swap her her plates to I can try to find streak. Yeah, I got divine streak loaded up, so let's try that. Let's see if electrical attacks will do well. I'm not sure, we just got here, so I'm still trying to get everybody, get her skills squared
What do you say
away.
we check back in on the ranch?
Okay, so let's see what we got here. So he's got all the gear I already have. Now, I don't need apple gel anymore. We're pretty much using lemon gel and occasionally a peach gel. Give me that. Then we have orange gel now too, which is CP, which is fine. Don't need that. Life bottles, panaceas, treatments. That's it. Yeah, give me some of those. That's useful. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, what do we got here? Sorry, I can't read the whole message at the moment. Let's see here. Deaf Long Shroom? Oh, you want to get banned. Yep. That's a quick ban hammer. Sorry. Bye. Goodbye. Have a nice life. Yeah! People like that drive me nuts. I get them occasionally.
Did you really just spend that much money?
Unfortunately, I don't get them very often. Well, fortunately, I don't get them very often. And they're just annoying. Well, if I had more, regular viewers, then I wouldn't have to stop what I was doing to hit the ban hammer. Because I would have, mods, and they would just take care of it for me. But, unfortunately, not the case. When you don't have the help, you gotta do it yourself. But thankfully, it doesn't happen, so... Wait, did I see that right? I can make a new shield. Alright, here you. One new weapon up. Alright, let's go ahead and do a food.
Lately?
Let's do a food. Kids are gonna... Well, you know what?
There are still so many
It would be
creatures we don't know about.
so
Have you been writing
helpful.
stuff down about what we fight?
Yep. It's actually pretty fun to observe them from afar.
Okay. Yeah, so... If I actually had, more people running around, it'd be different. Beef stew? I guess. Yeah, it's... Oh, EXP boost. Let's do that one.
Looks perfect and
Thank you.
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little?
Oh, garbage!
Still awake?
I've always been something of a night owl.
Oh no.
Ever since
Oh well.
back when I was someone's property.
I bumped the button. Thankfully it was this way we actually needed.
only made the next day come quicker. I wasn't in any great rush.
Tea's ready.
Sorry.
What about yourself? Care to share something from before I knew you? You were part of a mage clan, right?
There we go.
Must have been handy being able to rely
Beauty.
on magic
Oh,
for
nice.
everything.
Hardly. In fact, not at all.
The side stories in
Magic's
this are
not so
entertaining.
special when you're not allowed to use it. Always scared of who might be watching?
Right. Sorry about that. I
The
guess
side
I've read
stories
too
are
many
entertaining in
fairy tales.
this.
We were still made to study it.
It's always
every
interesting.
day. It doesn't make any sense if you think about it, studying the very thing you're being persecuted for. But that's what we did. Just like our parents and their parents before them. Honestly, I don't even know how far back it goes.
If memory serves, mages have been the stuff of legend for ages. Even as far back as 3 centuries ago, they were myths. Your people were persecuted even before the Renans got here.
Yeah. and the more
Well,
I
we
think
found out
about it,
that,
the less it makes sense,
Alphen,
though. I mean,
Yeah,
it
with the
was
white hair.
astral art
We finally got
that let
his
the Renans
background.
dominate Dana, right?
come up.
Why didn't mages end up being the rulers of Dana then?
Maybe they tried, but they just didn't have the numbers.
He's actually
Or maybe domination
300
just
years
wasn't
old.
something they were interested in. Have you ever
We only
considered
found that out
having
last
something
week.
like that?
I guess
So we're still trying to piece together what
I don't
really
know why
happened
magic
300 years
alone
ago.
attracted the attention it did. Swords can be just as lethal in the right hands. Why not ban them?
My best guess? Swordsmanship can be learned by anyone. Magic's more of an exclusive club.
So, you either have the gift or you don't. When something's not easily obtainable, it's hard to comprehend. People are scared of what they don't understand. And fear leads to persecution. So the
There we go.
problem's not magic. It could just as easily have been anything.
Yeah,
The one thing I like about this game is it addresses
night everyone.
persecution complexes. It addresses racism. It addresses a lot of hateful topics that are going on right now in the world, even though it's not really what you'd expect. Oh, it's way out there, ain't it? Okay. So it's one of those things that it's kind of interesting how
Another day,
this
another
story
ball.
kind of parallels our own world right now. It's kind of weird. I find it interesting. So yeah, Renwell is one of the last, if not the last, magic using Danon. Everybody else can imbue their attacks with elementals. You know, with like what you consider like light magic. But in the case of her, she's got a lot more magic. It's like the game's meant to break the fourth wall. Yeah, it does. You know, it emotionally it breaks the fourth wall. They never actually talk to the screen in the skits, but the skits in this game, unlike a lot of the other games that I have played in the Tales series, these skits really do push up against the fourth wall pretty hard to try and draw the player into the world. I'm going to fight these guys, take that chest. Oh, I didn't have to fight them to get to the chest. That's crazy. I still thought I was gonna... Still had to fight him. Oh, I got two of them this time, though. Oh, I wanted to use the lightning attack. What's this one? And you're going... She shot it behind her. That did pretty good damage. Okay, so yeah, I gotta use the lightning attacks. Alright. Okay, so let's use our lightning attacks then.
I wonder if we can make new
What do we got?
weapons with this.
This. Icicle Fang. Oh my goodness. Those are both good for weapons. Alright, alright. We'll have to...
Anything in armor is all mine.
Vanquish darkness.
Clear for us a path. Aqua serpent.
Divine strength.
Did I get two? Nah, just one.
But they're vicious.
So yeah, this game, unlike some of the other Tales games, really does push that fourth wall. Not quite to where it breaks the fourth wall, but it does push against it pretty hard. I'm trying to think,
Resonate with the earth.
okay, I don't think I've seen that one before. I like it. Oh, we missed.
Vanquish darkness.
Yeah, exactly. It goes close to the fourth wall, but doesn't quite break it.
Comfortable win.
I've played a couple of the other Tales games, and none of them really play with the fourth wall much. This is like the only one that I found. No, I haven't played all of them. I've only played, this one, both Tales of Symphonia games, a little bit of Zestra, and a little bit of Barista, but I haven't played either of them seriously, so I don't know for sure. Trying to think. It is a series I do want to play more of the games, but it's not the only game I want to, the only series that I want to spend more time with.
Take this! Double demon fang!
Arrow Squall!
I'm on!
Vanquish darkness!
Yeah, there's a lot of other series that I really want to put some time into. Unfortunately,
Vanquish darkness!
being only able to stream twice a week,
Divine strength!
I can either play one game 2 days a week, or I can play 2 different games. And right now, and lately I've been playing 2 different games. So like I've got this one today, on Fridays, and on and on Saturday we're playing White Knight Chronicles 2. That one, yeah, that's just a migraine at this point. It's pretty much just a farm fest. Every single time I turn around, I'm having to basically just farm constantly. It's really annoying.
What's up?
I'll be happy when that game's over with.
Won't be easy.
Either go for
We should rest up here
variety
before
or
pressing on.
progress. It is. It's very hard.
He's waiting for us.
Yeah, it's very hard to choose between the two.
Our energy.
Huh?
It's not only the mountain. Hard though that may be, it's a pittance compared to what follows.
So
Namely
it's,
Volron.
you know, it's
we wear
tough.
ourselves out now, or worse still, get injured. We might as well show up gift-wrapped. Right, Kisara?
That's right. Besides, Alphen still hasn't fully recuperated yet.
And I've got other
I'm
games
fine.
that,
Don't
you know,
stop on
I've
my
been
account.
Oh, really? Well, in that
toying
case,
with ideas
it's
of
me
playing.
who wants to take a rest for a while. Does that suit you better?
A little bit.
Elfin is so overeager. Yeah, so the question is, when I'm done with these games, what am I playing next? And I haven't really decided.
So, Alphen, 300 years, huh?
It is
Can you
unfortunate,
share
but I
the
haven't
secret to
decided.
such a long and healthy life?
I wish I knew. Once I left Lenegis, the next
There you
thing
go.
I remember is waking up in Calaglia. Everything in between is a blank.
You mean there are still gaps in your memory?
I've heard
Yeah,
of
like 300
starships
years.
with devices that can stave off imminent death by putting their passenger into a deep sleep.
There we
They're
go.
usually only intended as a temporary solution, until proper treatment for an ailment or injury can be obtained.
You think he might have been asleep in that starship for 300 years?
It would make sense.
Why? What would be the point?
Might this Naori have had a hand in it?
What do you mean?
If she's Renin like you say she is, she would have understood how to operate the starship better than yourself.
You're saying she deliberately put me to sleep for 300 years?
Sure, why not?
Darlene, that's a bit of a leap.
Forgive me, I spoke out of turn. I'm merely thinking aloud, that's all. Shion and the maiden Naori. After 300 years, it's not unreasonable to suspect they may be related. Shion is nearly the perfect image of her, yes? She also just so happens to be connected to you. Is it merely a coincidence?
Like I've told you 1,000,000 times already, I wouldn't know.
Well, if you're absolutely certain that it couldn't have been Naori, then I guess I must have been mistaken.
Yep.
Complicated machinery can sometimes break down or have failures. Sorry for being presumptuous.
We're
Hold on a
still
sec.
trying to start together some
Alphen,
realities here.
You said the mask was to placate you, right? To keep your guilt and rage in check? And you were wearing it the whole time you were asleep, right?
Yep.
I guess I must have been.
So that's 300 years you were wearing it. It's just a hunch, but do you think that the mask might be...
The reason he lost all his memories?
All but a select few strong ones, so deeply ingrained in his psyche that he saw them in the form of dreams. It's not completely out of the question.
As they start to put together his past.
Maybe it was the mask numbing his sense of pain, too.
It's certainly possible. As for how, I wouldn't know, but the dampening effect on his psyche could have manifested itself physically as well.
Very imagine wearing a
sorry for
dampening
saying
mask for
that.
300 years?
Thanks to you that I feel like that we're finally getting somewhere
It's
with all this.
crazy.
No apologies necessary. Reading others' feelings has never been my strong suit.
So he finally admits it.
But exactly. It's crazy.
She was okay.
I get why you're concerned. But if you don't rest
Absolutely
when you can,
nuts.
you're going to regret it.
She's right. We need our rest to conserve our strength.
Alright, so I need to do a few meals
you're
with
right.
Dohalim.
Thanks, you two.
No
So-
problem. We'll save Xion. I know we will.
I don't know what we're gonna cook, but we're gonna cook something. And we'll do that. So we're gonna cook. Yes, we're gonna cook. And we're gonna do something with Dohalim, just because we need Dohalim to cook.
I must admit, I'm rather proud of this dish.
Alright, so there's that. And is there a story element that it wants me to go to? Anybody? Yes? No? Maybe? Oh, no, we're going to go into a movie instead. This is the last guy we have to beat up that we know of. Okay, so the
Alone.
question is she Niori?
Alone.
The Niori
Let's
was
go. I don't want to keep Xion waiting.
Alphen's partner 300 years ago. And she was Renan and he is Danon, and the Renans took over the world of Dana. Which is kind of weird because they really didn't talk about the fact that the Renans were invaders from another planet until, like, all of a sudden they did the, yeah, that's a starship remain from the Renan homeworld. Must have crashed 300 years ago or so. And it's like, all of a sudden, out of the blue, they talk about this other place, like, everybody should just know that. It was weird.
I
So
always hear
weird.
you muttering to yourself whenever we're in battle. So, just what are you saying?
Why do you want to know? Does it bother you or something?
Not really. It's just the way you
These
talk
two
is
should date.
sometimes
They're a
kinda
cute
creepy.
couple.
So I was wondering if you vent your frustration through your magic. Are you yelling, "You stupid jerk," or something like that to pump yourself up?
What? No, that's not what's happening during my incantations. I'm just focused, so I match my tone to fit the mood of whatever I'm trying to invoke.
Invoke?
How do I put it?
Now we've just learned how magic
Basically,
works.
the elemental astral energy behind each art, I guess.
Astral energy? Hold on. Are you saying you can talk to astral energy?
Not exactly. But if I put emotion into what I say, it's easier for me to properly cast my arts. That makes sense?
Kind of. Okay.
Everybody's still trying to
if
sort
you
this
can
out.
talk to astral energy, then you can ask it to, like, predict the weather or find secret
No,
treasures.
that's not how it works.
You don't really think that, do you?
Or you can ask it to send down lightning to where there's bad guys lurking and...
May lightning condemn those who bear false. Thunderblade!
Ah, what are you doing? You almost fried me with that.
I just asked the astral energy to send down lightning where there were annoying boys.
Okay, that was funny. Yes. Oh, it's funny. I'm good. I'm good. Okay, map. We have an owl in this zone, and I missed it. So I need to go back and find it. Before we can move on, I need to find that missing owl. And there's more stray. Never mind.
I don't know
Hold
what
on.
to do. Things can't go on like this.
These
What do you
characters are fantastic. Their stories are great.
It's you, Rinwell.
You were talking about me, weren't you?
No, I wasn't.
And like I said, these two,
I've just been thinking about some things.
Really?
I think we
How
actually like
unusual.
each other.
Cut it
Except
out.
the
I'm
fact
being
that-
serious here.
They're always going at it like cats and
Sorry.
dogs.
I was thinking about...
It's kind
You
of
know how I
funny.
used to work for Ganabelt back when I was in Ciclodia?
Yeah, of course. You were brought in after the Snake Eyes killed your friends, right? I mean, you had to.
I'm amused by the
I
stories
used
in
to
this
have
game
nightmares about it when I fell asleep.
because
But lately that's been happening a
we've been
lot
playing
less.
this so
I
long,
don't know
and
how to feel about that.
they're
That's a good thing,
interesting
isn't it?
stories,
You should be
you
happy.
know? So they're
Yeah,
amusing
but-
sometimes when they take a weird turn like that.
I did a lot of terrible things back then. And I'm scared I'm starting to forget what I did.
Okay, so let me just get all of this
Poor
straight.
Law.
You think you'll forget everything if you stop having those nightmares? Why?
Because, you know me, I'm freaking stupid.
But it sure doesn't sound to me like you've forgotten.
Law's one of those.
Yeah,
He's an interesting
still.
character.
I
Everyone's
don't think those
character
nightmares
is
going away
broken
means you've forgotten.
in some way.
Maybe it's a sign that you've come to terms with what you did.
That's
Come
what
to
makes
terms.
this
You
particular
mean like
story
Alfin with his past?
really
You think that's
fantastic.
what's happening?
Yeah, I do.
Is because these characters aren't
You're
perfect.
pretty amazing, Law.
They're not born with like superhero anything.
Not all of us have figured out how to
Yeah.
accept our pasts.
Like they're coming out of a comic book from, you know,
Rinwell.
DC or Marvel, where they just always have all these perfect abilities and they have the perfect personality and they're only slightly annoyed or defected or whatever. Now, every one of these characters is completely broken in some way, shape, or form. Rinwell, her whole clan was wiped out by
Get a
the
look
Wind Lords,
Don't
the
get so
Wind
bonny till we can
Lords.
fall over now.
Ambition, which is the previous lord that we killed. The Wind Lord killed her whole family. And she had absolute pent-up rage trying to get to her and to kill her and whatever else she felt was necessary to take revenge and save the memory of what was left of her family. And let's see, Law betrayed his father and escaped from Clagda, which is the Fire Kingdom, with a few friends of his, and then ended up working for one of the other bad guy lords, the guy, forget about who's the Lord of Light, as one of his spies. And because of his actions, his dad ends up dying in the process. So he's broken because he can't feel like he can ever atone for betraying his dad and then causing his dad to die. So he's still busted. As well as he regrets everything he did when he worked for the bad guys. Alfin blew up a city because he lost focus and then was put basically into a coma by the only friend he ever had. Who, after that last cutscene, I think might actually be either the spirits reincarnated in Shion, or his friend is actually Shion by a different name and a few memory wipes. Not sure yet. That's still kind of out there. But, so that's a thing. Then we have, Kisara
What do you think we check
and...
back in on the ranch?
I'm not ready for the ranch. Kisara and, Dohalim. Dohalim, like Shion, is Renin, and there's fish. But he was a Renin lord who, decided, because of his own internal guilt and as an effort to either mask his pain or redeem himself, he was not sure which, he decided, yeah, I know, the Lord's great, he decided that he was going to make a place where the Danon and the Renin could live in peace with the Renan still being the ruling caste and the Danon being the middle class and working class for the most part. And it was all meant to just mask his own personal guilt and whatnot. But he ended up making an extremely successful and profitable nation, whereas everybody else was using the Danons as basically slave laborers to death. Literally to death. So he's still fighting with that, his internal turmoil, trying to figure out if the goals he had were the right way of doing things, and if it really is a way that can be successful. Yeah, it's all slave labor. And then you have Kisara, who, where is Sawa? Was
We
his
seem to have come across
first
something
knight.
a little unusual.
Oh, a gold one. Cool. I'll kill him. I will kill him. Those with more experience. Exactly, it's very realistic. And then you have, Kisara, who's basically his right hand, whose brother was the head of the resistance who was trying to dethrone him. Get that one through your head. Ain't that funny? Her brother's trying to dethrone her lord that she's trying to serve. It's crazy. So yeah, that's like all the characters. That was good sage. That was a good save. And that's, all 6 of them. That's our 6 main characters. But the world is
With
interesting.
this, I can become even stronger.
Because if we actually look at the map, Claglia, the Fire Kingdom, is all before we freed it, was all slave labor. I mean, this is an area where they just basically beat the slaves to death. Literally. Think like all of the incorrect stories of like ancient Egypt or whatever, where they had all the slaves just literally working themselves to the bone and to the death. That's Claglia in the heat. And this is like they're working on the edge of a volcano, hot. Because they were. Then you have Cyslodia, which is the kingdom where they're collecting light energy. And this kingdom, everybody was turned basically traitor to each other. So everybody was suspicious. Think Middle Europe during World War I and World War II, when the Nazis were causing all those disinformation campaigns, trying to get people to turn in their neighbors because they're rebelling against Nazi Germany, or those types of mentalities. This whole kingdom was that way, and Law and Rinwell were in that environment, both being persecuted and whatnot. Yeah, think about it that way, And then you have Menacea, which is the Earth Kingdom. That's where Dohalim came from. And this is the one that they have, the kind of equal society where they weren't being abused for the most part. They were just being, well-fed and being more productive and everything else. So he was making really a great kingdom and still getting all of his goals that he wanted to make. It was fantastic. But there was a dark side there because his right-hand minister was actively taking all of the unwanted, dying, sick, and all of the Danons that he could sneak away without anybody really noticing it because he had a good excuse, and he took him to a secret facility where he was stealing their astral energy. So it had a dark side to that kingdom, even though it was the best of them. It had that dark side. Mahar Sar, this is the Wind Kingdom. where Rinwell was going after her revenge there. And this lady was nuts, because she weaponized the Danans to kill her own people so that she could turn them into an angry mob that she could then drain for all their ass of energy in one go. Really messed up concept. And then we had to fight her on her ship. It was actually kind of cool. That was the last couple of weeks we were dealing with that story. And now we're here in Gohenheros, which is the Water Kingdom. And this guy is like, let's just say he's stupidly overpowered. And I mean stupidly overpowered. To the point at which they're gonna have to do some plot armor to make us catch up to this guy. So yeah, the whole... Each kingdom is a unique concept. It's a unique story. They're all well written. It's the stories are, I'm not gonna say they're pretty, but they're very well defined and very realistic. Exactly. Each one is totally unique. So that every time you go to a new kingdom, you don't really know what you're getting involved with. Because you have one where it's a prison camp, and then you had the disinformation, you know, everybody's against each other environment, and then you have everybody's happy-go-lucky, and then you have everybody being used to start an internal war, and
we have a long way yet to
it's
go.
crazy. But they've got every kingdom unique, and this is the Water Kingdom, and we have no clue what the deal is here. Because like I said, we just got here. The little village we left a few minutes ago when we came in, before I started looking for this owl, which I can't seem to find at the moment. I wish Hoodle would give me a hint here. Oh, there she is. Alright, I got her. I can see her. Okay, I can see him. Oh, I got it. I know how to get there. So we don't know what this kingdom's deal is yet. But the particular town we just left was all refugees. Oh, okay.
You're saying we should check the Owl Forest?
So I don't think I want to check the Owl Forest at the moment. I think wait till we get, Shion back. And then we'll go back to the Owl Forest. Because it's really, the only reason to go to the Owl Forest is to get cosmetics. They'll give you clothing cosmetics, and they'll give you, headpieces and back pieces like my tail and my ears, which we got from the owls. But there's others that you get from the owls as well. So it's not a real reason to go there. And I'm not really in a rush to go back to visit them. We're also not doing all of the side stories.
The villagers managed it on their escape from the city. We're going in the opposite direction, but where there's a will...
There's always a way, right? And it looks like we're out of options. Let's grit our teeth and go. Is it
But
just
every
me,
situation
or
is
does
real.
Rinwell
Every
suddenly
situation
seem much more
is
comfortable around Dohalim than she used to?
I noticed that
very
too.
interesting.
When the two of them
It's
came
all
and found me together back on
good.
the beach, I could hardly believe my eyes.
It's not like we had a choice or anything.
So it's
Long Kisara
it's
had
very
to
exciting. It's very
convince the villagers we meant them no harm.
you know.
More than that, though, there are a lot of things I've still got to come to terms with regarding Almadria. But I guess I'm through making snap judgments based on someone's origin.
Almadria
At
was the
least I'm trying.
Wind
to-
Lord that we threw out into the
I
water.
guess you could say it's a work in progress.
I see. You hear that, Law? Sounds like all that hard effort wasn't for nothing.
She drowned.
Yeah.
That's got to be reassuring to hear. Right, Dohalim?
Not being subjected to unwarranted suspicion is certainly welcome.
Yeah, that long-winded way you have of talking, though, not so much a fan of that.
I think that's more of a personality thing than a Renin trait.
Really? In that case, I won't have to feel guilty getting annoyed by it.
Ouch. Ouch, that was cold. Okay, that was cold. But I love how in this game, though, everybody is very realistic. Yeah,
Darkness.
some of the statements in this are real brutal.
I do.
Give me that.
Here goes. Whoa, it's a duel of the arts.
Really? I can't do that again. Sorry. I am not giving you the opportunity to do that again. That's okay.
Arts to me.
Yeah, some of the jabs in this game are really rough.
One more. Bullseye. Firmament render.
It's kind of weird of how nasty some of the jabs are. But again, it adds to the...
Nice. No scratches on my shield
You could
or my
feel
armor.
this happening in real life. You know what I mean? Like, you could see this being
Crap.
the way people are really going to act.
Shion, sorry, but could you...
Shion's not here.
Right.
We have Dohalim as our healer. And he is not a very good healer. But he is a healer. The scrawling on this wall would be very important if it actually meant anything to us. Because this is a den in ruin. Have anyone actually... They've marked this before in the game, where they would talk about like the den in ruins or whatever. And in this particular case, they're not going to talk about the den in ruins that we're running through. Which is a bit of a shame.
No choice. Can't get out of this.
Each of their attacks has a different effect. So like Dohalim's gives that gives them that green effect.
Ensure you survive it.
But what it does is it stops them from being able to run quickly. Okay.
Look sharp.
And Alfin just does a really big hit.
I think I'm getting stronger.
That's an AoE.
Think you could beat me at arm wrestling?
He just wiped out all three in one shot?
I'll just go on ahead then.
Oh, that's nasty. That's kind of unusual. Rinwell, her ability allows her to take anyone's magic and then be able to siphon it off and cast it against them. Very pretty terrain. I have to say that. This game has some very pretty... Look at that ladder! Look at that ladder! Man, you would die trying to climb that ladder. Look at this thing. This thing goes the whole length of the stupid mountain. Man, you'd fall off that in a heartbeat in real life. You'd never be able to hold on to that ladder. No way. Ain't happening. Let's see what's down this hallway. Chest! And some monsters! Go us! Yeah, give me that chest.
An opponent like this should be easy. I'm surrounded. You're mine.
Oh, Law.
Not on my watch.
Give me that.
Here goes.
Law has the ability to break armor. And Kisara
In an instant.
has
Like a finely timed
the ability ability to put up an impenetrable wall.
It is. I can't ignore your pain. I'll try to be more careful.
So, if you have like an enemy who's trying to charge,
I've been doing really great lately.
she can stop them from doing that. Yeah, don't you want to imagine that? Throw? What throw? Which throw? Oh, the thrill of climbing that cliff? That stupid rope ladder from hell and back? Oh my goodness. I don't know if I don't want to do that. I don't know if I want to do that rope ladder. I mean, in real life. In the game, no big deal. Not a problem. But in real life? I don't know. That just seems like it would be too much of a terrifying mess. I got that. Okay, got the ladder here. The funny thing is that when you're climbing up like vines or whatever, it's the same animation as the
Close to a waterfall like this before.
I bet it'd feel
as the
really
water.
refreshing
I
to
mean,
shower underneath this water.
so on this deck, we want to go this way.
You're welcome to try, but that water pressure would likely crush you to a pulp.
I'd try. I'd see how much that water pressure is. That could be fun. Oh, I can't mind that while I'm doing this. Yeah, that would be, I would say that would be an interesting challenge. Trying to do that, you know. But a waterfall that big, that tall and heavy, probably would be extremely painful. I don't think it would cause significant harm, but
An opponent like this should be easy.
I would say it would probably cause... Give me that little spells.
We got the advantage.
Good. Now we just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, because laws are
An astral art?
That's my cue.
I can't. How to hit it?
can't get out of sin.
Not the one I can get to. Jeez. More than likely, yeah. Because you're talking about probably a good 400 or 500 foot waterfall. So yeah, it would be a rather high and powerful waterfall.
My exploits are bearing fruit.
No, it's just gold. We don't need it. We've managed to pick up a lot of gold, so we really don't need the gold drops. I mean, it's nice to have, because we might need it eventually, but we really don't need it at the moment. So, what we do want... That's... Yeah, I'd say probably a good 400 foot waterfall. So these guys are armor-based. So once we get Law's ability back, then we can actually crack them. But
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that.
I can't pick them up. There we go.
Way to go!
It's all a matter of timing. There we go. Nice, easy.
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Okay, so the bizarre mega cores I have no more room for. I am full on bizarre megacores? Oh my goodness. You kidding
On
me?
the water's edge, I see but for a moment. One Ganeth Harrows.
I hate to break it to you, man, but what you're saying isn't deep at all.
Let's look at this thing. Like I said, that's gotta be a good 300 feet? I'd say. I'd say definitely in that 400 feet range.
Coming in armor is all mine.
Don't mind if I do. Vanquish darkness.
Just getting started.
Break everybody.
Dispatch it out again. One more time.
Nice, just break them all.
Leave the ensnaring to
So
me.
it's nice because all the characters do different things, but... Am I even hitting anything?
Be my guest.
Firmament's ranks require complete
Really?
arrow squall.
I'll crush you!
Oh, Mystic Arts.
Lightning
These always do tons of damage. Always do tons of damage.
Dragon shout!
May a thousand gales carry you to
Gotta take care of that one, and that one's only got a few hits left. Takes care of that.
I think I'm getting stronger.
Sticky tentacle. Ew. Ew. Sticky tentacles? Really?
Good for you.
Art expert coming through.
Negative gate. On your knees. Hurricane thrust.
Yeah, we have to just use
Rising wyvern.
her light attacks. Because that's the one that's doing any significant damage.
Vanquish darkness.
That had to be specific for some reason.
That focus goes double for you, Law.
What had to be specific? Everyone's abilities?
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out.
I'm ready. First strike. Be still.
See a tentacle?
Was that a new
You
skill I
know-
saw back there?
Indeed. Well, sort of. Actually, it's a family staple harkening back 8 generations.
Maybe you can just write all this down?
I could have just called it the tentacle. Yeah.
Go no
Yeah. I'm not really sure.
I can carve through
Negative gate.
Not on my. Hold on to your art.
On your knees.
Here I come. One more. More with that
I'm ready. In an instant.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why they chose sticky tentacle. It doesn't make much sense,
Glad you have your humor.
but you know,
I'll show you how useful I can be.
they probably wanted to put. I think there's a lot of those little types of jokes in here.
Here goes. Up and at 'em. Let's go.
There's a lot of little jokes in this like that.
Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, or so they say.
Nope, they're not.
I'm getting stronger.
Care to put that claim to the test?
I'd love to, but I got this thing.
Ah, mighty
Got some
guard.
solid equipment.
All right, that is not yours though. That is Serenos. Okay. Ah, yours. Okay. All right. So that's her armor. That helps. So there's some unusual item names in here. Not food. And these. Those junk? Junk materials? There's some unusual ones in here. But yeah, there's. You run out of stuff after a while. I swear. It's a little silly how many items there are in this game. Most of them are just like unnecessary. I don't know. It's weird. So yeah, there's just a bunch of different items. Most of them are absolutely useless. Okay, well. Go ahead and break that open. Oh, they also have different map abilities.
We got some good equipment.
So, that's what it was. Isn't it? I thought it was what it was. No, it says. Okay, never mind. Oh, okay, I see.
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
Most items are for a theme, like display purposes. That's the thing, there's no display. The display is... Weapons have a display.
How much farther?
I don't think we're even halfway there yet.
Weapons have a display. And...
Hang in there.
Not even halfway? Are you serious?
That's no reason to give up now.
Yeah.
And the costumes are there.
Darkness.
So we have, you know, some stuff that's got displays to it. But... So it might have to do with, like, whatever weapon. You have to go with the theme of the weapon that it goes to. It's like the ice item goes to an ice weapon.
Don't mind if I do.
And if you get like a wind theme item, it goes to a wind weapon, and so on and so forth.
We work well together.
So yeah, it does kind of go with the theme of the weapon that...
Former Lord Razzmatazz.
Details.
Yes.
All good things come to an end.
Surrender! They're surrounding
I
us!
was like, where'd it go? It got blasted into the atmosphere, into the stratosphere. Oh, got shot
Doing
into
really
orbit.
great lately.
Alright, so that's direction... Wait, which way are we supposed to be going? I think. Nope. Not yet. I haven't found that big old long...
Afraid.
Just go wherever the enemies are. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The problem is I want to see if I can get to that fall, but I don't know if I can. It might be in the next section. Looks like it.
Hoodle?
Okay. So I think that big long ladder is in the next section. So yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be the next section, and then we'll come back. Okay. They do that sometimes, where it double backs on itself. Not often, but every once in a while. It's not that big of a deal. Well, the problem is, sometimes this game tells you where to go. Sometimes this game doesn't tell you where to go. It's kind of sad. It's kind of weird. Like in this one here, it's very, very linear. You know, we're going up this mountain. It's very linear up the mountain. Not a big deal. This next section will have a fork in it. Not necessarily on this layer, but on the next layer, you know, it'll have that.
I think the animals back at the ranch should be all grown up by now.
That's a boss. Okay. Let's make sure we have what we need. 'Cause that's a boss. That shining plate is a, it tops up your health, it tops up your mana, and so on. So, yeah, it's a So like here, this weapon uses the icicle fang and the flare claw and the keen giga fang, and it creates this cool fire sword, which is not better than what I'm currently wearing. Solid edge requires the lustrous astral crystal. Fine, whatever. However, we can do a refined bowl for him, so do that. And she can do Radiant Light Part 2. Yes, and equip. Because you do Radiant Light. Give her her book back. And he can do Supreme Winged Gauntlets. Very nice. And we'll redo his Winged Gauntlets. And she can do a new shield. Just need to do build her old shields. Just so that I have them. And then create accessory. Freeze, no. How many fours? Wait. Was that on it? 1, 2, 3. Magic Emblem, Astral 4. Elemental attack, max damage. That might actually be useful. Not so sure though. A high defense one. That's actually useful. Let's see what this one do. It's got a high attack. Maybe? No. Manage our ranch, okay. Okay. Oh, we got a fourth set on the ranch. Sweet. I have cows, pigs, sheeps. Oh, sheeps. Those are new. We'll put a sheep in the barn. Let's do chickies. And let's do horses. And let's do a piggy. There we go.
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
Alright, so let's go ahead and save. Not that it matters. This game, when you, I don't think I've ever died. I have lost a fight before. But it's been a while. So I don't know what happens when you die in this one. I think it goes to the load screen. Or does it go back to the last screen? I can't remember. I probably don't need that. Going into this boss fight, because are pretty well stacked. But
What
I'm
is
not
this
sure.
place?
Arena.
Careful. We've got company.
Oh! Okay, is that a rock?
Doesn't look like we're getting past without a fight.
It is a fire rock.
Watch your feet.
Oh,
Fall from here and it's curtains.
that looks nasty.
We're just trying to get past. Get out of our way.
I do not. Let's try this.
So let's show it how wrong it is. Is it trying to stop
Ooh.
us?
Maybe? Somebody hit him? Because I don't know if I can use her ability to absorb it.
Let's do it.
That's nice. Whenever they're doing like a spell or they're doing a long attack, you can use one of these special abilities to break it. So, like, I can't use hers to absorb magic, which is not good.
Its wings are lighting up.
It's getting ready to attack.
Yeah, that's a painful one.
Such tremendous power.
Don't face it head on.
I know, we're okay.
Armor won't save you.
Divine strength.
I'm ready. Show me in an instant. Impact block.
That should be effective.
Vanquish darkness.
I was gonna use, Kisara's ability to prevent its assault, but then I got the limit break, so that was just a better way of breaking it. And it's not gonna last very long. I mean, we're doing a really nice job beating it up.
In a bind.
Is that a healer?
No, that's not what I wanted.
I can't ignore your pain.
I'll try to be more careful.
That's not who I wanted, but I'll take it.
Whatever you're doing seems to work.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep this thing
For your opponent.
Not today.
pummeled down, but you know, we'll get there. It's not gonna last very long. Like I said, the boss fights in this game
Look sharp.
have all been real solid.
I'm ready. Show me in an instant.
You know, it's been fun. It's not like the boss fights are too easy or too hard or anything. The only problem is the next lord, the water lord, that we're going after right now.
I'm impressed so many people from Thistle made it through here alive.
Who's to say there weren't a whole
Is
lot more
like
of them who did?
way OP.
Well, at any rate, it should be a safer climb now that we've cleared the
So-
way a bit, right?
No. So long
It's
as
gonna
people
be
feel the need to
rough.
face terrain this perilous, I'd say true safety's some way off.
You mean defeating Volron and putting an end to the crown contest, right?
Hold on, that's the guy's name.
I guess
Because
that
Volron's the
would
next
be the
guy.
best solution here, huh?
But last time we quote-unquote faced
We
off with
wasted enough
him,
time here already.
his plot armor made us look like level 1s, and he was level 99. Go figure. And then, and that was basically the last 2 times we fought against him. Because we had one face-off with him, before Alondra. And then we had a face-off with him with her, and in both cases, he just tossed us around, like we were puppets. So, the only way we're gonna beat him is plot armor. You know, we're gonna have plot armor come up and say, yep, here you go. You can now beat the guy. Why? Because you checked this box. That's pretty much what it's gonna be. It's annoying. But it is plot armor. Wait a minute. Am I where I wanna be?
Can we get down?
I don't know, can we? Oh my goodness! Well,
Are you insane? What the hell were you thinking? I thought we were gonna die.
One simply needs to be bold and act with conviction in times such as these.
Did you know it was going to be safe before you jumped? Because I sure didn't.
More or less. I figured there would likely be a basin here akin to most such waterfalls.
Don't just make people jump off cliffs on a hunch.
and this is why I like this game.
I guess we can take this?
Because it is so real.
My books are okay. How are we still not there yet? Feels like we've been climbing this mountain
Yeah,
forever.
it does.
It helps if you try not to look up or down. All you need is silent determination. Talking too much will only waste energy and burn you out.
I'm too tired to look up or down, even if I wanted to.
Take care you don't fall, at least. Unless you want to make a Zoogle's day, that is.
Zoogles? Why would they care if I fell or not?
Because
How
of
would
your
you
dinner?
feel if a 3-course meal fell right out of the sky at your feet?
Zoogle chow.
Law? Best not to listen to him if you can help it. You'll only be encouraging him if you do.
Tell me that before I listen next time.
Still, Tohalim has a point. One wrong step and it's curtains.
Wouldn't it be great if we could all fly like Hoodle? I bet even the refugees who didn't make it would have made it to Thistleland that way.
Oh my
Until
goodness.
we magically sprout wings. Let's just
I was
let
not
go
expecting that to be
instead,
the
huh?
actual next
Come on.
move.
Shannon's waiting for us.
Oh, I didn't expect this to be the actual next place we had to go. Was down the well, but okay. Go figure. There's probably another way around that would not require us dropping into the water from such a high height. Wait a minute. There's a nook there. Is it just this? Yeah, okay, it's just that. Okay. Sometimes these nooks have little backside doors that aren't on the map. So you want to always check that. But yeah, that's why I like this particular game. Because it is very real.
Are we ever gonna finish climbing this ladder?
We're climbing a considerable height. It's only natural that it will take some time.
That's not the problem here.
We are getting closer to the top, aren't we?
Do I need to
Just
say
keep
more?
your spirits up, Rinwell. Positive thinking is everything.
Those types of comments are spent throughout this game. About the time you want to complain about something or comment about something, the writers decided that was a good time to put that comment that you're thinking in your head. Oh, look at this waterfall. It's so pretty. Like I said, I have to say the graphics in this game, considering its age, are very pretty.
We finally reached the top.
My limbs feel like they're about to fall off.
Already? You kids need to train more.
She's right. We don't have time to catch our breath.
Someone's got a lot of pep in his step.
See what I mean? It's all in... The dialogue just says what you're thinking.
Right, here goes!
Hey, when did I get
So they had to say the dialogue definitely tries to say what you're thinking whenever it can. It makes it very interesting. Of course, when you're streaming the game, it is
You don't mess around.
kinda annoying because I say something and then it says something and you know it says exactly what I just said or what I was about to say. It's sometimes a little annoying because it takes out the thunder of what I was gonna say.
Ready for the next battle.
But it's okay. We've gained a lot of levels on this climb. Even though we've avoided a lot of fights, we've gained several levels on this climb. Not that it really matters. Levels are just a number. And this game doesn't care if you have a bunch of them. Unlike some of the games, like some of the other Tales games, it's been hard, like, Integrity and Faithlessness. That one, the levels weren't as
Resonate with the earth. Still out, I can carve through on your knees.
readily available.
Air pressure. I'm on it.
you had to do a lot more grinding. Open world does not have a stat draw. So that one didn't have as much.
You'll soon see about that.
And it didn't do the side commentary as much. But that was the older style where everything was by skit or cutscene. And this is one of their newer styles where they do the interjections and like mini skits
Could have been worse.
along the way. So, Drums of the Master. Oh, it's a relic. Pair of tangerine and teal percussion instruments, lovingly named Dan and Katsu.
I sense a strange power from this.
That's actually funny. Dan and Katsu. Items. So, relics are key items. And the key items. Where's Dan and Katsu? Oh, there it is. Drums of the Master. They're under. Oh, there's under other. It doesn't say what they're for. It's kind of weird because
Whoa!
artifacts and relics like that have a... Oh, I see. So we dropped down there, climbed up the hell ladder, and it dropped us back over here. Ah! That makes sense. Alright, story mode. Well, no, they just kind of evolved it based on the capabilities of the system. See, the oldest games only had in-game story like you would for like a Final Fantasy or something like that. Then, a few games later, they started doing skits. It was the third game they started doing skits. Which was alternate content in the story
About damn time.
that added
My
depth and
knees are singing
character,
symphonies over here.
but not necessarily required
That's
to know what's
That's
going
the
on.
region, the seat of Volron's power.
Like, this is a required
So
story
that's where
element
Shion's being
versus a skit.
Most likely.
Most
And then
likely.
with this one, they
That is
started
what I
doing
said, yes.
mini
We can still our
skits
best lead. So that's
while
where we
you're
go,
going
right?
through the gameplay
Any advice
without having to
before
do
we
a
get in
break into the skit
No.
sequence. And they've done these comics,
In the ancient
like
tongue,
skit sequences,
Ganateros means
for a long
fortress
time.
of naught. Though I
So it's
fail to
kinda
see
nice.
what insight that nugget of trivia holds.
You know,
I guess I just thought you might have something we could use.
Since Volron became Lord, the only thing this realm has been known for is its shroud of secrecy. It is
So-
Volron's stronghold. All else is incidental. Just keep in mind that you can't be too careful
they just
inside.
kind of developed it over time.
Speaking of which, just how are all of us planning to get inside exactly?
So,
It's not like there are any secret passages.
We've come this far. If there's no other way in, I guess we'll just have to use the front gate.
we've done that before.
Volron told us to come find him, which means he's expecting us. Let's do this the old-fashioned way.
Land of water or no, this place has a most curious atmosphere.
Okay, so there's an
I'd
owl
be taking
here.
a dip in it if the circumstances were better.
Sorry, but we have
It's
to
like
push
this,
through
like
for
this,
now.
these mini skits
Shion's
right here.
waiting.
Yeah,
These are
I
new.
hear ya. A soak can wait.
Ah, for more skit
I
time.
sure hope nothing bad's happened to Shion.
Keep those
In this
thoughts to
game,
yourself,
skits,
Ringo.
there's a
Everyone's
lot of
ambitious
them.
enough as it is.
There's tons of skits in this
It's
game.
just, I can't seem to stop thinking
I
about
think
it.
this, of all the ones
What
I've
do you
played, I
think it
feel
is
like
that Volron
this is the
wanted with
4th
her
or
anyway?
5th one I've played all the way through.
Going by what he
And
said back on Almadria's ship,
it's got
it would appear his primary
way
target
more
is Alphen.
skits
Though,
than I remember
it's
the other
likely he
games
hasn't
having.
forgotten the blow he sustained at Shion's hand either. That might even be what ignited his interest.
Yeah, did you see the way he reacted? It was like he was enjoying every moment. Even his pain at Shion's thorns. Oh, that guy's just creepy.
Let's just hope he's keeping his perverted tendencies in check.
What? Law? Don't say things like that.
It's not like we weren't all thinking it.
He's got a
That's
point.
still no reason to...
All right, you two. Now that's enough already. Alphen shouldn't
They
have to grit his
do.
teeth while he listens to you.
They do.
Oh.
And it's always been that way.
Sorry.
I mean, the first one I played was Tales of Symphonia, and that's the same reaction I had, was they put a lot of effort into the skits to make sure that you had a very real connection with these characters. And having that real connection is important. My money's actually starting to dwindle a little. It's getting kind of sad. I might actually have to go make money at some point
You can
soon.
never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
I mean, I had like 300,000 or 400,000 at one point, and I'm down to under
Swear I've seen a
100,000.
castle somewhere before.
It's crazy.
Right. I remember seeing it from the cliffs in Calaglia, across the sea.
You mean Volron's castle?
Yeah, that must have been it.
Geographically, it would make sense. It's most certainly large enough to be seen from afar.
Back then, I had Shion and Zephyr with me.
Well, we haven't lost Shion. We can still get her back, you know.
That's right. I won't let Volron take her away from us.
So yeah, they put a lot of effort into the different story elements. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let Dolim do the cooking, because I think it's leave him to
This
cook.
is a true masterpiece, no less than culinary art.
Alright, so who do we have conversations that we need to do with? Dolim.
Dolim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What
So we
makes
have
you think that?
Dolim needs
Well,
to talk.
you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry.
It's also rude not to
I
include
didn't
others.
hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions.
I mean,
knowing full
honestly,
well
if
that
you
is the
took
case.
all of the
This
combat
despite the
out
fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master
And,
anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
just did like all the
I hadn't
stories and
considered that
skits
possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
with the walking.
Hardly uncommon among artistic
Along
types
the
such
way.
as myself. When lordships are decided based solely
It would
on one's
probably
actual
be-
energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as
It's a
lord
lot shorter.
seriously, didn't you?
But because
Certainly.
most of it's time,
I learned to
kind of
perform
based.
my
But it might be
functions.
interesting.
However, I was less interested in
You can
ruling
do it that way.
so much as avoiding life and death decisions.
I can tell you in Faithlessness, when you finish the game,
only to sickening pain and
it's
death
got a new
taking
game
place
plus.
elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not
I
to
don't
see or
remember
hear
if
any
Tales of
it,
Symphonia
content to let
does.
our supposed peace and equality
But I
keep me
know
blind and
that
deaf to
Dawn of
reality.
a New World, so the second game for
That's cruel.
Symphonia,
But
it
you're
does.
making
And
amends.
it's got a good
I
reason
would
for
like to
it.
think so.
Because that
The
game's
path ahead
got
is dark, yet I still walk on.
a large
I
collection
merely pray
mechanic,
that I shan't fall down any holes along the way.
kind of like a Pokemon or Digimon style collection mechanic
We'd best get ready for tomorrow.
that requires you to either play insane numbers of hours in one playthrough
Shall we get moving?
or multiple playthroughs in order to actually finish it. And I haven't finished the collection. I've been through that game once, and it has like 5 or 6 endings. And I only did like one group of endings, so I didn't even get all of the endings. I got like all the best endings the first time I played that game. Like, literally, I think I did a perfect ending when I played Dawn of a New World. I think it was a perfect ending. I can't remember for sure though. May have been like one of the side endings or alternate endings I didn't get. So
I don't want Shion to get mad at us.
the question of,
Alphen?
do
She's
these
the one that's kept us on
the
track.
skits matter?
Picked me up when I was down.
And does the relationship matter? The answer is yes.
Always be there.
So when you get to the end of the game, you have different endings based on how many skits you did for each character and based on what your friendship level is with each character. And based on those two factors, it will give you different endings. So you can experience the game multiple times based on those types and those factors. So you can have like the best friend ending where everybody's your friend, or you could have an ending where you're only friends with the girls, or you could have the ending where everybody hates you, or whatever. You know, there's a bunch of different endings based on how you play the game. And that's one of the things that I think is really unique with the Tales series, because they put not only a lot of time and effort into the elements of the story, but they also put it in to how everybody perceives each other when you finish the game. So it's not just a lot of effort into the stories, side stories, and backstories, but it's really more of the ending you get is going to be based on how much effort you put into the characters. So if you're one of those people who wants to play the game through multiple times, then there's a reason to do so. If you want to play the game more than once, other than getting like all the thises or that's. What if I only put effort into one character? Then you'll get the okay, so let's say I only have the effort in for, let's say Shion, which is your partner character in the game. There's always one partner character
Remind me to stay on your good side.
in the Tales games. So let's say you put everything into Shion and ignore everybody else. Unless you absolutely have to trigger something like that. You will get the bad endings for all of the other characters. And then you get the good ending with Shion. And there might be different endings based on who you're friends with. Not every game does that, but some do. Some of them do have like different endings if you're friends with like only the girls or only the guys, or in the case of this story, we have Dohalim and Kisara. So like, if you're friends with only the Danans or only the Renans, or if you're only friends with certain characters, there might be other stories, you know, other endings. I don't know about this particular game, but it's something that they've done in the past where there's different endings based on who you're friends with. So being hated by certain people is also a valid ending. You can get the bad ending. You know, the bad endings exist. So in this case, we have two paths. The one to the right, which we'll take and see where that goes, is not the ending that it's not the path we need, but it's the path we're gonna take. And open that block up. And then we'll go this way. So yeah, it provides an avenue and a reason to play the games multiple times. Because it's not like this game has like a multiplayer element or anything that would give replayability to the game. And it's one of those problems that a lot of games have. You know, why do you want to play the game more than once other than just to play the game? Why does this feel like a boss room? It's got a fast travel point? What?
Looks like this is a dead end.
It is a dead end.
Yeah, nothing to see here. Might as
No.
well turn back.
It's a boss room. But it's got a fast travel point in a boss room. That's kind of weird. Kind of kooky. That's the whole multiple endings
I
thing.
think Hoodle senses something.
Is definitely a solid reason to play the Tales of games.
Hoodle, shake off that water.
I mean, I don't know if you what games you do play, but if you play like, you know, the Final Fantasy games, they don't have multiple endings. They got one. They have one scripted ending, and that's all you've got. And because you only have the one ending, it doesn't really encourage you to play through the game again. You know, why do you want to play through the game when all you get is one story element? Now, you may love the game and want to play it because you just love the game. That's all for you. It's great. I do that. There's a couple games that I'll play that. I know the ending. Doesn't matter. It doesn't change. And I have no problems playing it multiple times. But the idea of having a good and a bad ending, even just having two different endings, you know, not having like a good and bad ending for each character in the party, like the Tales games have, which is one of the things I really like about them, is that they do have good and bad endings for all the characters. Oh, it was a 1. I thought that's 7 for a second there. It tends to give you a good reason to play the games again. Like, Integrity and Faithlessness. Oops, I missed. Is one of those games that I really enjoyed playing it. And I wanted to play through it a second time. But I decided that okay, give it one more try. I didn't want to do it right then as a second playthrough. Unfortunately, it has now been almost 3 years? 4 years? Ooh, a new lure. That's for fishing. And I haven't gotten back to it. Just like I've been wanting to go back through and replay some of the Assassin's Creed games, because I really like playing those. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten back to those either. Though I own a few that I haven't played before, that I didn't have previously, that I do now. But just haven't got around to playing them. You know, little things. But the idea of having multiple endings, I think, is always a bonus for any game. Because it allows for multiple playthroughs for a little bit of variation for the player base. Okay. We're still short the owl. Where's our owl? I don't see our owl. Alright, well, let's just keep cruising along and see if we can find our owl. It wasn't fish? Arowana? An ancient fish with unique appearance. Fueling demand among those wanting to admire it firsthand can be sold for gold. Okay. I bet we can give that to the fish guy. There's the fishing mechanic in this game is, how should we say, really annoying. But it's got a really annoying fishing mechanic. But there is a guy back in Menacea, I believe, that you can take your fish records to, and he'll give you fishing rods and lures
Don't get complacent.
based on your fishing record. Now, is that overly useful? Only if you're fishing. If you're fishing, you need this. Okay, so Hoodle's friends here. Kinda figured it might be.
Not today.
There we go.
Serve you well here.
Oh, that was not what I wanted to do, but okay, we'll take it.
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
That's useful. I need to stop moving.
I knew we could count on you.
As we all count on your courage.
There we go. Nice, 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 nice. Just pummel. Just give him pummel.
Really, really strong, Alvin.
I'm just trying to do the best I can.
Still.
Works for me.
You around.
The only problem that I have with the chatter mid-game, or mid-fight rather, is I like the idea of it, of them talking back and forth, because they give you cues. Dolim the Ivy Master? Okay, what was the reason for this one? A testament to the many enemies ensnared. Oh, I had to ensnare a certain number of people. Casting resilience. Boost when enemies are down. Round attack. What's this one? Increased normal attack speed. Broad extension attack. Yeah, give him that. And we'll do this one. Now, she has some of the highest ones here, which is annoying. Give me evasion distance. That's one of the things that kind of bugs me. It's also nice to have your characters have their own little conversations. Yeah, it adds to the character and the flavor of the games. It gives you a little more realistic feeling, like these characters are alive, rather than just mind-numbing drones who just exist because
We're a pretty lethal combination, aren't we?
What can I say? I had a good partner.
You need to have a certain number of characters, or certain types of characters, or whatever. And here's the... Okay. We now have swirly glasses. And... Max AG. That's 50% of all items in game. Oh my goodness. I only have 50% of all items in this game. And I'm going against the fifth kingdom boss? Oh my lord. How many items are in this game? Oh my goodness. Ah. I have no clue. But this is the consumables. This is materials. This is weapons. This is armor. Accessories. Materials. Key items. Other random items. Which also includes all of our camouflages and food items and recipes and stuff.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
Oh man, I don't know about that, but I have had a bit of a cold lately, and I've been having a little trouble with my DAW distorting and or clipping me, so that probably doesn't help. Honestly, that probably does not help.
You saw it too, right?
I am feeling better. No, it's just I have allergies, so it tends to be. I tend to have a bit of a froggy voice some days, and then the my DAW I have configured to get rid of background noise. Because there's ambient background noise, and because of that, every once in a while you'll hear me like distort. And on top of that, you know, OBS decides that if you're over a certain volume, it's just gonna clip the audio, and it makes it sound even worse. So it's just a lot of factors that add together to. Some days it sounds pretty good. Other days it sounds like I'm like this. Where I'm a little grumpy and groggy and... I can't collect why I'm being chased by scaled wolves.
This should be easy.
So, no, it's fine. It's pretty normal for me. It's just a normal day.
In a bind.
So... Go ahead and kill it.
We work well together. Like a finely timed
Goodbye, Wolfie. Goodbye, second Wolfie, third Wolfie, and they're all gone. They're all gone.
Managed to pull through.
Alright, so from here, there is this one water area over here, so we'll go check that out. This is probably, look, there's a rock. Healing pebbles. I haven't seen those before, I don't think. But those are new too. Let's see, there should be at least one fish or something over here. Yeah, here it is. Here's a dive item. I'm gonna send money. Honestly, I probably got some money. Called it! Called it. 10,000 gold. So, it looks like Greenwell's done swimming for a little while. Maybe. Let's see. It's actually a pretty large zone when you take into consideration,
I think the animals back at the
The
ranch
actual
should be all
scale.
grown up by now.
Alright, so let's go ahead and forge, because there's probably nothing we can buy that's actually useful. Yeah, that's something we can buy that's useful. Create an accessory? Anything new? Yeah, healing bangles. These are new. Now, again, we can only do with level 3. So, 5% health every time you defeat an enemy. That's actually not bad. To be honest, that's not bad. Be nice to have a better one, though. If we actually had one that had a little more oomph.
Gosh, the castle's even larger once you get close to it.
Always a story
What's that
element.
shining thing up top? A spirit vessel? It feels creepy, like it's watching over everything.
You think he knows we're here?
We'd best assume as much.
Yes.
What we have to do is simple. Just beat Volron and rescue Shion. That's it.
Try not to work yourself up too much.
Okay.
We have a lot of city and castle yet to traverse.
And we also have to figure out how we're gonna beat this guy who's kicked our butts. Twice. Like I said, it's gonna be plot armor. The next time we face him, it's just gonna be like, oh, we're going to be able to just beat him. Like, it's not a big deal. Because that's just how it's gonna work. Attack up large. Sure.
This flavor, why, it rivals the cooking of my own chefs in the palace.
Alright, anybody got a story element? Nope. No one. No one.
Grinwell, mind if we chat a little?
Yeah, just go away. Aww.
I'm
I
counting
think
on you,
she
Alpha.
likes him. I think she thinks he's cute. It's okay.
I want to go back to bed.
I think the last time I did that, I didn't have anything in particular to talk about.
We're
I
almost
picked
there, guys.
law.
Don't let your guard down.
They decided to have like a
Excited just thinking about us barging
push-up
through the front
contest
gate.
or something stupid like that. It was something silly like that, you know, very macho guy gym stuff. And that's okay. Alright, here we go. Next story element. Next cutscene.
Halt! Are you Alphen and his companions?
Yeah.
Why would you think that?
You are the only ones scheduled to arrive, and there are no unscheduled arrivals in Ganateros. So I'll ask again, are you Alphen and his companions?
We are.
Then pass. Lord Volron is expecting you at Castle Del Fares.
This guy's army looks as imposing as he is. I'm expecting another butt whooping.
Well, suppose it's rather nice of them to roll out the red carpet for us.
This place is nasty. And we're going against a guy who's nasty. It's pretty. Elgin is a very pretty city.
So
Don't
we're
get me
supposed
wrong.
to meet him in there? What do we do now?
Let's see how
Right.
things look around the city first.
That's definitely the
Then we'll make our
spirit
way to the
vessel up
castle.
top there. So let's have a look and see how... Not very much space now, is there? Not much going on in this place. Big, empty kingdom of nothing. Now for us, another skit. Or story. That's all we can do. There's nothing else we can do. There's no vendors. No, I think at some point we're gonna have to go back and do some farming for cash. Because we could use some and do some of those side quests.
Not a slave in sight. Where is everyone? There aren't even any soldiers.
Something feels off. I don't like it.
Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with this
The fact
place.
that the enemy could ambush us at any moment? Yeah, not crazy about that either.
No, not that.
No, no.
Something else.
The city's
That
wrong.
must be Volron's castle up ahead. I suppose we just walk right up to it then?
That's what the guard from before said. Now, if we only knew where they were keeping Shion, we could try to...
That's it! That weird feeling. It's not just that the city is empty. It feels like no one lives here at all.
Now that you mention it, it does feel strangely... artificial. Think maybe it's a district just for the Renans alone?
No,
With all this
it's
open
just for
space?
him.
Seems unlikely.
Huh?
They live on a very strict life schedule. If they... Here they come. Here we go. This one's gonna be a cult. Like, insanely strict cult.
What's going on?
I mean, every kingdom's different, but this
What
one...
was that about? They were Danans, right?
That wasn't normal. Wait, you don't think it could have been the fruit of Helgen, do you?
No, they seem too docile. What about astral energy? Could you sense any coming from them?
No, and I'm pretty sure I could tell if it was. If not that, though, then what?
Speaking of which, it didn't look like there was anyone guarding them either.
Don't need to. They're mentally enslaved.
They were headed for the castle.
I bet you everybody in this kingdom is completely brainwashed from birth.
I have a bad feeling about those boats.
I get what you mean. It didn't feel like those folks are just commuting to work.
The waterway they're floating on appears to lead to Del Faris Castle. If we follow it, we may learn more about what's taking place here.
Man, this place gives me the creeps.
Law, your legs are shaking.
Law's legs say, what?
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Oh no, his knees were knocking.
You.
His knees were knocking. Alright, skit
So,
time.
any ideas what the deal was with that boatload of weirdos?
Your guess is as good as mine. They looked like Danon slaves, but beyond that...
This city is grander and more beautiful than any other we've been to, yet...
Yeah.
I know what you mean. From the architecture right down to the people, something feels off somehow.
I've long maintained one can glean a lot about a ruler
Yeah.
from their city. Considering how unsettling this place is, I'd say I wasn't far off the mark. Despite
Oh, we
its
have already
surface
met the
layer of
guy
majesty,
twice.
walking around inside, it feels more like a hollowed-out ruin.
I say we follow after that boat. If we're lucky, they might be in the mood to give us some answers.
It won't do it. It won't. Because these people are in what you would call a very deep cult. And this type of a cult, they will do anything for their cult leader, and they won't even react unless told to by one of the cult leaders. It's not a type of cult you see in real life very often. However, it's not unheard of either. It has been known to happen, just not often. So, go ahead and explore the rest of the zone, and then, because there might be some chests or
I
whatever.
think ghost towns that were more alive than this city. Where the hell did all the Danans and Renans go?
They're in seclusion, or what we would call seclusion. They're in their places of prayer, worship, or personal business, doing whatever it is they've been asked or charged to do. It is not pretty. It is not fun. It is very disconcerting, and in anybody from the outside
Nobody here either. Looks
would
like the
see
only
it
building up
as-
ahead is the castle. But
and they describe it as being artificial and just unsettling. But in reality, if you were to run into something like this, your brain could break because of how
No good. It's a dead end.
abnormal.
I don't relish our
The
chances
world
climbing.
does.
Or breaking through, for
Nope.
that matter.
It'll open on its own,
and yet this seems to be the only way inside. Take a look
as he
around.
wants us here.
There must be a switch or something to...
Nope, it'll open on its own.
What? What is it this time?
Here comes the next boat of...
Over there!
Here comes the next boat. Like I said, these guys are all brainwashed to serve this guy.
Alphen!
Astral energy? Then that means
That's what they're doing.
Can't you see
All
what's
of the
happening?
brainwashed
You're being
people
deceived.
are going to worship their lord.
Please
It goes
stop.
in,
You'll die.
they're dissolved, and then the boats go get more.
Damn it! Full run is killing you. You need to run. Please get off the boat.
They're doing their lord's bidding. I said they're completely brainwashed. And they're giving their lives willingly. This guy is the most powerful lord because his people
Being summoned.
worship him.
By that murdering monster?
It's all a demonstration designed to provoke. To prove to us, no, to Alphen, just what he's capable of.
It's a horrible, horrible way
All
of
those people.
doing business.
If it's just me he's after,
Then why hurt them? Why do all this just to get at me?
Alvin doesn't realize that it's
You
not
hear me,
because of
Mom?
him.
Answer me!
This is a normal thing in this town.
Alphen, this is not your fault. Don't give this to him.
This is just how his towns run. This isn't new. He's just doing it. While you're in the right place,
my hands are stained with blood.
so that you can get that psychological damage.
But even so, if we're going to stop that bastard, then I need to keep going. Let's move.
This group is very interesting.
Damn it.
So
How
let's
awful.
see if there's anything over here. There is. There's a chest. Alright, there's no skit. Let's get rid of that.
All of those people in the boats. Do you think they had any idea what was going to happen to them?
They did a damn good job of concealing it if they did. You ask me, the only
They
thing on
didn't
their
care.
mind was following orders.
And I bet I can guess who from. Volron.
The only thing they knew was mindless oppression right to the very end. What kind of purpose is that? Living only
Not
to die
oppression,
at
though.
your master's whim?
This is mindless
Being a
worship.
slave means having your whole life stolen from you. In the worst cases, quite literally.
It's different.
That bastard will get what's coming to him.
When you have mindless
See to it he
slavery,
does.
they feel abused and oppressed. When you have mindless worship, they will do anything. Kill each other, kill themselves, sacrifice themselves. I mean, they'll literally do anything. It's been proven time and time again that cult worship is some of the strangest things on the planet.
Is this what I think it is?
Oh no, this guy's gotta fall.
They were all...
He's
But-
sick. Sick and deranged.
Remember this well. This is the true face of who we're up against.
Yeah, he's also the most powerful of the lords that are currently out there. No, it's not the end. So we have through here, through the next section. Alright. Oh, fear and loyalty. Here we go.
Still, if it's not fruit
Next
of
guy.
Helgen he's using, then how do you think Volron goes about controlling all of them?
He doesn't have to.
They didn't look like they'd been threatened. But they didn't look like they understood anything either.
It could be something else, like a potion perhaps.
Nope.
Frankly, I doubt it.
But that would mean they're following
Probably
Volron
just
out of choice?
Blind worship.
Why?
Nothing bolsters a despot's authority more than loyalty. Loyalty is advantageous for any ruler. For Volron, it means acolytes willing to give their lives for him. As for whether they did it willingly or not, I'd say they're merely puppets dancing to their master's tune.
But to the point where they'd give up their own life force? Is that even possible?
Sure.
You just saw it for yourself. And think back to when I was your lord. If I'd asked you to sacrifice yourself for some cause, would you have?
Busted.
Dohalim.
No, he's making
My
a point.
apologies. My words got away from me again.
No, but he made
No,
the
you're-
point.
You're absolutely right. The only difference being that you never demanded such a thing. You wouldn't.
All lords are masters in the art of manipulating their subjects' hearts, whether they use fear, torture, or various other methods. The outcome is the same.
Fear.
No wonder there's no remaining signs of a resistance force in this place.
But in this case, I don't think it's fear or torture. I honestly think it's pure godlike worship. Kind of like you'd see in like a church setting or something similar. Oh no, here we go. We're gonna have to beat up Shion. That would suck. Or it's a doppelganger.
Shion!
Wait! Something's not right.
Nope, she's being controlled.
Everyone. They're gone. And I'm all alone.
Yeah, he crushed her mind.
Please help me.
Shion,
It's so dark. Everyone.
we came to save you. It's okay now.
The question is, how long has it been? It's only been like a week.
Please help me. No.
Shion?
Lies.
He's only had like a week and a half. us her thorns.
Thorns! This situation just got prickly.
There is immense dark astral energy here. Far too potent to be the work of a single individual. It's possible Volron's manipulated her. We cannot tell from this far away.
Yeah, this is gonna
Much
suck.
closer.
Only to do that, first we need to get rid of the thorns. So we fight fire with fire. Unless you have a better idea.
I don't have fire, but we can blow them away.
I can't die,
I think I want to do this.
but I also can't live.
Let's try wind. I guess water's the best effect that I got.
Sion, we're coming for you! Won't let you down this time.
Like,
Pain I feel.
this is gonna stink.
Compared to what you're going through.
I wonder how many we gotta get
So
through.
again,
Shin in the wind? Nah, we have to beat these guys up.
hope in your eyes. Sion!
We getting ourselves in a right target. Okay, there it goes. We killed enough of them. Oh, we're into a video.
Thorns just keep growing back. If this keeps up, then...
Please wake up, Xion! Come back to us!
Video.
I'm alone. Alone? I'm completely alone.
Alright, here we go.
You're wrong.
Elfin!
Nope.
She thinks we left her all alone. She can't see us or hear us. All of this. It's because I pulled away from you. Because I couldn't hold on to you.
Is this for most of the... Treasure hunter one? No, actually there've been several of these, movie tap elements throughout the game. So it's not like just this one scene.
You're not alone anymore.
There's been between 1 and 2 for every chapter so far.
Sarah and Dohalim. And so am I.
Gotta pick up my controller, it's gonna vibrate off the table again and make a bunch of noise.
Believe me when I say, you are not alone.
Time to break through the show. Break through the thorns.
We will bear your thorns together. I swear it. Sion.
Oh! Oh, her thorns are still active.
Alvin!
He'll be fine. She can heal him.
How many times do I have to tell you? Not to be so careless.
That's either going to impress or really piss off. Follow him. And honestly, it's really gonna either impress him or piss him off. Not sure which yet.
Time for us to rest.
Let us finish this. I entrust this blade to you once more.
No, we're gonna get our fire blade, our flame lamp back. He doesn't have the, pain immunity. Oh. This is sovereign insignia.
Volron is waiting.
sovereign insignia that makes it immune to pain.
Alphen?
Oh, now we're back to our skit form.
What is it?
I'm bathing suits. Except she's in that black dress.
While I was away,
I
what
kind
did
of like
you
the
do?
black dress.
I missed you.
Alphen. But after what happened because of me,
I got a glimpse of the real you. It was worth it. You could say the pain is some kind of reward.
some reward. You sure all that hurt hasn't done something to your head, too?
Hey now.
Nah, I think he'll live. The boy will make it.
Is it just me, or are they...
Doesn't
It's been
it
a
look
while.
cozy?
They're just happy to see each other.
Yeah, they
I
just
know.
can't admit their
I mean,
feelings
it's
for that.
fine.
Oh, she's
We all
embarrassed.
express ourselves in different ways. Leave them be.
These two
They
want
should
a
get around.
date. And there's my comment. I didn't have to say it. See what I mean? This game just pulls out the exact thought you have in your head and just throws it out there.
Shion.
Thanks.
Told
I'll
you.
be okay.
Every single time you have a
Let's
thought
go.
in your head,
We have
it
to
just
take Volron out.
Right.
throws it
Those
out.
things that came out of Shion are her thorns, right? She said they're made of dark astral energy.
She did. But those thorns are no astral art, and she cannot control them. Such immense astral energy, too. Just what are her thorns, really, I wonder?
We don't know yet.
I suppose she might have an answer, but isn't yet ready to talk.
Shion,
It's a little annoying, but it also shows how much thought they put into every aspect of the game. Because you have, all these little things adding up, and it's just, so yeah, it can be a little annoying, but it's also, why is Shion over there? They're in a completely different order. So the Shredded Astra is her next gun, which is fine, and she's in the Twilight One Piece, which is kind of curious what that looks like, actually. There she is. There's the White One Piece and the Twilight One Piece. I kind of like the Twilight One Piece. I mean, she's in her bathing suit like everybody. She needs to be in her bathing suit like everybody else. But, because she's our bathing suit bunny girl. I mean, it is a little annoying, but... Oh, we gotta go skip.
Dohalim's fighting style is... what's the word I'm looking for? Subdued? No...
Do you mean elegant, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the word. For better or worse,
There we
you
go.
can definitely tell he's cut from posh Renin cloth.
And he's not just skilled with the staff either. He can also use astral arts, including healing ones. I can see how he made it to the position of a lord.
You flatter me. But my fighting
More
techniques
story.
really come from a style that aims to conserve energy by minimizing body movement.
Is that why you wait until the last second before you dodge attacks? To avoid unnecessary movements?
No, I do that to sharpen my senses. I find that doing so is an effective means of drawing out my innermost strength.
Oh yeah, I've noticed you look stronger and strike out with your rod more after you dodge attacks. Guess that's why.
Still, it's a risk. Don't you ever worry you'll
There we
dodge at
go.
the wrong moment?
Then, it'll be just as well.
Huh?
It's nothing. Let us continue.
He is, how shall we say... He has a problem with his past, and he would have no problems if he died, but he would kind of regret getting injured or dying before he's finished his goals, but he would be okay with it too.
The Sovereign the Renis Alma, the fate of Lenegis 300 years ago. Yes, that is a lot to take in, isn't it? I never realized the weight of the burden you were carrying.
I could say the same.
The person you kept mistaking me for, it was Naori, wasn't it? So, what do you think? Could I be her descendant?
I'm still thinking you might
Seems
be
likely.
Naori.
You two do look very similar.
Kidnapping Shion, mistreating slaves, and who knows what other terrible deeds. Seriously? These so-called lords just think they can do whatever they like.
I've
I
been
am
doing it for
deeply
300 years.
ashamed to be one of their kind.
Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean you, Dohalim.
Yeah.
Do you think Volron could have been behind what just happened with Shion's thorns?
I'm not sure. It
No.
was bait he needed. Kidnapping her should have sufficed. Perhaps he had some other purpose in mind.
Her thorns aside,
He was
as a
testing
hostage,
with her.
surely it would have made more sense to keep her close at hand. So why did he leave her unguarded?
If getting rid of Alphen was Volron's only priority, then he could have ambushed us directly. It's not as if he lacks the power. He chose
Nope.
not to, which means he's toying with us, prolonging Alphen's suffering as much as he can.
Also wanted
why?
to see
What does
the connection
Volron
between the two.
specifically have against Alphen? Is it because he's leading the Danon rebellion?
No.
Possibly. But try to see it from Volron's perspective. He'd do anything to win the crown contest, correct? Knowing that the true
I think
sovereign
Volron
only
might be
exists
older
somewhere
than
is
we
bound
think.
to ruffle his feathers. Have your paths crossed before, Alphen?
Only when I've been with you guys.
In the end, we just find
I wouldn't be
no
surprised if he's another
mysteries.
survivor from 300
What
years ago.
isn't a mystery is how badly we're gonna beat this creep up once we find him.
What a simple and straightforward person you are, Law.
Gruesome memories.
Wayne
Try
gave
again.
us a heart attack. I wasn't sure how that was
Yeah,
gonna pan
another
out
one.
for a while there.
I'm just glad everyone's safe. Really glad.
What about you, Shion? How are you feeling? He didn't do anything to you, did he?
The last thing I remember is being back on the ship. Back then. Seeing Alphen's pain return to him the moment he touched me. It brought me back to my childhood. The fear in people's eyes whenever they were around me. And the next thing I knew,
We still don't know who she is.
darkness was welling
sure.
up inside me. It was smothering me. I couldn't see anything anymore. I was all alone.
I think she might be like one of those that was
You're okay
like
now.
maybe genetically manipulated. So she might be
Shion, we're
Niori's
here with you. You're not
descendant,
alone any longer.
but put through like genetic manipulation in every generation
Thank
to make
you.
her more and more powerful, so that they would be able to eventually achieve the final goal. Because they talk about the Lord and everything else, but I don't think anyone has actually succeeded in taking the crown. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Is that everyone who's tried to take the crown has actually died. And then it starts the next crown contest, and they claim that that's the ruler of the people, and yada yada. But I bet no one sees them after they've tried to take the crown. And in the end, all it is they end up dying because they can't deal with it. I wouldn't be surprised if
Volron's
that's
Imperial Guard.
how it
They don't
rolls.
seem to be keeping lookout. More like they're waiting.
Oh well, the royal welcome was nice while it lasted.
Time to get our fists dirty, huh?
Wait, we don't have a plan!
As far as Law's concerned, this is the plan. Let's go!
Here we go. He let us walk to the castle.
Open your eyes! This blind loyalty
Give me
is
those.
just another form of slavery.
Glory be to Volron!
That's useless. They're brainwashed.
Yep, they are completely brainwashed.
That's my cue!
I did not see the asteroid going off. How do we just blast these guys? Oh my goodness. There's just a bunch of guys. a nasty attack. There's no real reason to, not what I wanted. I wanted to use a boost attack, you little snicker. Boy, that fixes her jump a lot.
Now I'm real mad.
Because her, the biggest problem she had, like, I think that boost, not that long ago, for her distance, is that when she dodges, she would dodge, like, you know, one body length. And it was horrible, because she would a lot of times get hit anyway, even when you dodged.
Well, that didn't feel great. Those soldiers were just like the slaves, driven by a warped sense of loyalty.
Yeah, that was just about as hollow a victory as they come.
It's strange. I always thought loyalty was one of the greatest virtues out there. Now I'm not so sure. Is it simply
Loyalty
a
with
question of where
purpose
your loyalties lie? Or is it fealty
is
itself that's the
good.
problem?
Blind loyalty
Maybe it only
with
becomes
no
a problem the
attachment.
moment you stop thinking for yourself.
That's true.
So if we defeat Volron, you think they might learn to think independently again?
No, this generation's lost.
No, never mind. This isn't the time. We can worry about that after we finish the task at hand and defeat Volron.
As
This whole
expected,
generation,
Volron's
you
elite
might
guards
as well
are quite
just
formidable.
wipe out.
Their equipment and training far
Lustrous
exceed those of any
astral
foot soldier.
crystals.
We need to be careful not to let them exhaust us before we reach Volron.
Ah, another skit.
A grandiose castle for a grandiose city. You really didn't cut any corners.
They're certainly akin to each other. And yet, I'd say the castle seems even more reflective of its owner's personality.
In what way?
It feels overbearing, tyrannical almost, but more than anything, merciless. As if any pretense to ease of living was sacrificed in favor of sending a message. One of domination and a thirst for total power.
That just
In other
defines
words,
this
a
guy.
perfect domicile for our power-crazed foe.
That's why he let us in. It's precisely the message he wanted to convey. Almost like he's mocking us.
That
Oh, he is
bastard's in the
mocking
mood
you.
to play? We'll see who's laughing once we've taken him
He
down
is
a peg or two.
definitely mocking. Oh, look! More messages.
Is it just me? Or is the blazing sword burning even more brightly than before?
Yeah, as if the astral energy within it has become more powerful somehow.
It would appear Alphen has learned to harness his sovereign abilities to even greater effect.
Is that true, Alphen?
I'm not sure. I don't think I'm doing anything differently.
You're not. It's proof of your strengthened bond with Shion. No further explanations needed.
Oh man, for real?
It's
Nice.
also because he's completely
That's true.
unlocked.
How am I supposed to know?
Fat lot of good the two of you are.
I may have a theory or two I could offer.
Yeah, no. I think we're good.
Now that you mention it, though, I guess I have noticed a change. It's
Okay,
like
here
there
we go.
isn't as much resistance when energy's being siphoned from my master core.
Aha! So it is a bond thing! Aw, you guys!
He's blushing.
What about your hand? That thing practically used to give you third-degree burns every time you wielded it, right?
He said
That's
I've got
the
a point.
Sovereign.
And if it's gotten even hotter since then,
I won't lie. The searing heat and pain are almost unbearable. Almost. When I'm fighting, I'm somehow able to endure it. It's like the sword becomes part of me or something. Like I can feel it pulsing through my
Plot
chest.
twist. Blushing is her
Can't
strong suit.
describe it.
Ah,
In other
yeah,
words,
pretty much.
your heart burns with a flame more powerful than even that of the sword. Fascinating.
Yeah,
I don't know
we
about
could find
that.
resident poet laureates.
Yes. In reality, it's probably his sovereign ability taking control. And when it kicks off, very pretty. When it kicks off, it allows him to endure because it insulates him. the pushing
Opponent like
guards.
this should be easy.
Oh, yes. Nice and pretty. Now these guys seem to take decent damage from this attack. How about we try water? Need some water.
May 1,000 gales
Wind? No. Light.
Not today.
I'm on a roll.
Anybody left? Lemon gels. Are you kidding me? Look at those health bars. That's new. I haven't seen that one before. Alright.
1,000 gales tear you to shreds. Good nails. Kitara frozen.
Hammer. There's always room for improvement.
We are getting there. And those illustrious pearl things. Alright. So we still have no
Such a huge area to search. Where should we even begin?
I believe the largest, tallest structure would be best. In castles, you'll often find the things of most import are located in such areas.
Spoken like someone who used to own one.
and we have
So where is he?
Marvel.
There's no sign of him here, so I can only assume he's waiting for us in his throne room.
Of course he
What's
is.
with all the fake suspense? Why doesn't he just come out and face us?
I'll say. It's not like he's had any problem
Because he
doing
wants to
that in the past.
demoralize you along
This
the
is
way.
all one big game to him. He's probably savoring every last moment.
Like a Zoogle toying with its food before the kill. No wonder
Definitely.
he doesn't have any friends.
This is
It
all
doesn't need 'em.
deployed to weaken his prey, wearing us down before the final ambush. It's all too well orchestrated to be anything else.
Very well.
I'm fine.
No, she's
Once
right
we
though.
defeat Volron, the final Master Core will be ours. With that, we can create the Renaissance and finally put an end to this whole nightmare.
Yeah, roll all 5 cores together, create the Renaissance, and then blow up the world again. Why not? We did it once 300 years ago. Come on, boys. Over here. Thank you. Thank you. Not today. I
That
think
enemy
we're
looks strong. I bet it'll be worth our while to fight it.
I don't want to fight it. I'm just gonna go around it.
Is the path being pulled up like some kind of drawbridge?
I'm guessing there's no way to kick it back down, huh?
Most likely, it's connected to a control apparatus of some sort.
Of course it
I
is.
suggest we search around and see what we uncover.
Okay, so there's a challenge room up here. It's gonna be this one. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, let's clear this room out. It's a very weak trophy room, and it's a nice little fighting room, don't get me wrong.
See what I can do.
Oh shit, that's in the wrong spot. That's okay.
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the pummeling to me.
It's fine. Having Xian over there is annoying. I'll fix it. Hold on. Swap them out. Because that gives us our healer back. having both healers out of the party is not a good idea. It's not a good idea. And that's gonna kill him, and that's gonna kill that guy.
I'll crush you!
And here's his arm.
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
There we go. Works for me. Oh, there's still one guy left. Damn, there's still one guy left. Nasty.
Let's refrain from losing.
I don't think we could at this point. Oh, there it is. I thought there was a chest in this room. Where are we at? We are at almost 11 my time. So, considering this board... Oh, my lord. So, all things considered, I think we're actually going to break here for today. Because, frankly, where we are is probably going to be the best breaking point I've got for a while. So, we'll go ahead and save here. We'll break. On Friday, we'll continue where we left off. Tomorrow, we're still doing White Knight Chronicles, so we'll pick up with that game then. And again, that one's getting close to the end. We've got a few very annoying fights in that game. So that's tomorrow. Do a little more grinding for that one though. I only did a little bit this week. I need to do a little more. So I'll probably do that tomorrow before we reach straight. So this is what we're going to drop for today. If you haven't followed, I do recommend it. Also, if you haven't subscribed over on my YouTube channel or my Twitter, you might want to do that so you can keep up with what's going on. And also, you can go to YouTube and see all my back streams. So they're all posted over there. So have a good night, and I will see you next time.